I brought a couple of special guests to visit with you guys today, and I thought that it might be fun, I have to have treats or else they won't stay here with me, to introduce to you my two dogs. And so this is Watson. Watson, can you shake? Good boy, there you go. Milo, can you speak? Tell me, you want it? Tell me. He's being stubborn. Milo, we'll just do a shake. Can you shake? Give me a shake. Shake. He's old, he doesn't like to do tricks anymore. And this is Milo. And so, actually I'm gonna keep the treats or they might jump down. Watson really wants to jump down. Watson, right here, Watson is 4 years old. Watson, look at the camera. Oh, he jumped down. He'll be back up. And Watson is full of energy, as you can see. Come on, get up here. Here he comes, he's back. Watson is full of energy. He loves to play ball. He thought he saw something in the window there. He loves to play with his ball, and he loves to look for squirrels, and he loves, oops, there's the ball right there. He loves to look for squirrels, and he loves to try and chase birds in the backyard. And so Watson has been really enjoying having us here at home. Now, Milo, on the other hand, Milo, you're a good boy. Milo is kind of an old man. Milo is 13 years old, and he is getting old, and so he is not quite as energetic, and he can't really jump up and down right now because it hurts his legs and stuff, but Milo is my snuggle bug. And so Milo's really, really loving having us home too, and Milo loves treats, and so he will stay up here all day long if I give him treats. Watson, come on, get up here, Watson, come. Watson, you want this? Hey, come on, you want this? Come on. So today, here was my thought. I was thinking for our third art lesson, we could draw the type of dogs that I have. We're gonna draw some Boston Terriers today. Because like I told you last week, he's done, he's going. Like I told you last week, and Milo's pushing his chair, so he's just gonna sit on my lap. I love bubblegum. I told you guys that, I love bubblegum, and when I was a little girl, bubblegum was one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. And so this week, my second thing that I wanna share with you is how much I love dogs, especially these two dogs. Milo, do you love it? Milo loves to raise his hand sometimes. And so dogs, bubblegum, those are two things I love. And then every week I'll try and give you something new that I like. And so today we're gonna draw the head of a Boston Terrier. He's trying to get the cheese as I do it. You little stinker. Watson's gonna jump back up. Come on, Watson, come. Good boy, come here, good boy. You wanna bite? No, come here. This is harder than it looks. Come on, get up here. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, and let's see. So today we are going to draw the face of our Boston Terrier puppies. And as you look, they both look a little bit different. If you look at Milo, he has two different colored eyes. Watson, he has both brown eyes, but if you look at the white on their face, they both have a little bit of different white. And so every Boston Terrier is just a little bit different. He's trying to get the cheese out from this hand underneath Milo, and Milo's not having it. So today we're gonna draw Boston Terriers, and I'll try to get them back in the video before I say goodbye today. But right now they're just like, give me my cheese and let me go. So that's what we're gonna do. So all you need really is a piece of paper, pencil, markers, crayons. That's all you really have to have. Today, I am going to show you a couple of different things that you can do with markers first, and then I'm gonna show you something you could do with paint. And I'm also gonna show you a picture that I painted of Milo a long, long time ago using a canvas and acrylic paint. And so I have 3 different examples to show you, but I'm gonna wait and show them to you at the end after we have drawn our Boston Terrier pup. So today, go ahead and go get your materials, and I will see you guys back here in just a moment. All right, so I hope that you have been able to gather your materials and you are ready to draw a Boston Terrier dog, just the face, just the head of it today. And I hope that you enjoyed having my dogs join us today, Watson and Milo. They'll join us back in at the end so that you can say bye to them. So here we go. Usually I've been drawing with a marker, but today I'm actually gonna draw with a pencil, and I'm gonna draw darker. I want you to draw as light as you can, and here's a little trick. If you wanna draw really, really lightly, I'm gonna do the back of my paper right here. Oh, you can even see I've been sketching. I don't hold my pencil way down here. I scoop my hand up and I hold it up here near the eraser. And then when I draw, I lay this part of my hand down on my paper, and I take my pencil and I go really, really lightly. that is a little trick to help you when you're sketching. You'll draw lighter lines. Now, if you hold it way down here, your lines are gonna be darker. You don't want them to be like this because then if you try to erase, you can't get them to erase all the way. But, ooh, look at this. It's gone, you can't see it. And if I draw really lightly, then if I try to cover it up with a marker or something, you won't be able to see that pencil line. Okay, so I'm gonna flip my paper back over. I'm gonna get it in the right spot. Let me check to make sure it is in the right spot. Yep, we're good. Okay, so we are going to start with the top of our dog's head, and we're gonna start right in here. We wanna leave room for the dog's head. We don't wanna make our dog's head teeny, teeny, tiny because then you don't have any space. No one will see your art. We wanna make our dog head just about this big, okay? And we are going to start right up in here. So if this is halfway, we're gonna go up a little bit higher than halfway. Not way up here, not down here, halfway, and a little bit higher up. And I'm gonna make a curved line. Now remember, you're making yours a little bit lighter than mine, hopefully, okay? As light as you can make it so that you're the only person that sees these pencil marks, all right? So the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to go ahead and make our dog's ears. So I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna go up on this side. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go up on that side. Now remember, you can always turn your paper as you go, and I'll turn the paper as we get down closer to the dog's mouth, and I'll show you what I mean. But if it's easier for you to draw lines and kind of shift your paper as you go, please feel free to do that, all right? So, top of the dog's head, then we have an ear, and we have a top of the other ear, okay, the other side of the ear. Now we're gonna do the other side of the ear. So the other side of the ear is gonna start out like this, okay? And then we're gonna go down, kind of straightish, and then we're gonna kind of go out a little bit. This is kind of like a little flap on their ear, and then we're gonna stop, okay? On the other side, and do the same thing. Your ears probably won't match up perfectly. Don't worry about it. Remember, don't get frustrated. Don't erase your paper. Don't go ahead and just like crumple your paper up, throw it. Just keep going with me, and then when we're finished drawing the whole head, then you can go back and you can be a surgeon. You can do surgery to your dog's face, okay? So first step, we have top of the head, we have an ear, we have an ear. On the inside of our ear, we're gonna do kind of that little pink part of the ear. So we're gonna do another one, kind of like we just did. We're gonna do it to the other side. Remember, if I'm going too fast, pause me, take a break, take a breather, regroup, all right? Let's finish with our the rest of the dog's head. So this is gonna be the side of the dog's face, all right? So I'm gonna go down straight a little bit on both, okay? And then we're gonna go out a little bit, okay, for his jaw, all right? Because Boston Terriers have kind of big jowls, like big jaws, all right? And then we're gonna kind of keep going, okay? And then we're gonna go up. First step. Now remember, you should be drawing lightly because we are gonna be doing some erasing at the end, okay? So now we are going to do kind of something odd. We're gonna make the dog's kind of jowl areas out here, and we are going to draw it. We're gonna do a big heart, all right? And we're gonna do it by flipping our paper upside down. So I'm gonna take my paper, I'm gonna turn it upside down. I'm gonna do a quick little check to make sure that you guys can totally see what I'm looking at here. Okay, good. So you should be good to go, okay? I'm gonna fill this in just a little bit darker so you guys can see it easier, okay? You do not want to do this part. Do not do that, all right? So now we're gonna do the jowls, and we're gonna start right about here. You see where I'm at? Right about here, okay? And I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna go outside the line here. So I'm gonna go out and around, okay? And then I'm gonna do the other side. Now remember, if you need to turn your paper, you can, okay? If you want, okay, you're gonna go out and around, okay? So you have those two sides, okay? Checking to make sure I've got it in the right spot still for you. Okay. And then we're gonna continue, okay, and we're gonna go out. Okay, see, it's looking like a heart now, but we're not gonna make our heart go into a point. So we're gonna go in here and stop, and then in here and stop, okay? Now, flip your paper back around. Okay, you should have something that looks kind of like that. All right, here we go. Now, see, now this is gonna be the dog's jowls. And so now I wanna go in and I want to erase this part. See why I wanted you to do it lightly? Okay, so erase, erase, okay? Don't erase this part. Right in here, erase, erase, okay? Okay, okay. So those are gonna be his cheeks, okay? And then we're gonna make a mouth in here, okay? And we're gonna add his nose, and so his nose is gonna go right in here, okay? This is where his nose is gonna go, and we're gonna do a curved line, and then we're gonna kind of go down and down and around. Oh, he's starting to look like a dog. And then we're gonna add just a little line in here, and we're gonna leave that in there white so that we can see the little shine on his nose, okay? So we have his nose, okay? And later you can add the little dots for his whiskers if you want to, okay? Now we're gonna do that little white thing going up in between his eyes. That's called a blaze, all right? A blaze. So Boston Terriers have a blaze going up through their, right between their eyes. And so every dog, every Boston Terrier's blaze looks a little bit different. And so this one, I'm just gonna kind of go up, and this one I'm gonna, oh, it's gonna meet up there. So this is gonna be his white part, white, 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 okay? And then we're gonna add his eyes. Now, you're probably gonna find you're gonna do an eye on one side, you're gonna love it, or maybe not. Then you're gonna go to the other side and do another eye, and they're not gonna look the same. Totally normal. Don't be upset, all right? So just know that you can kind of play around with it and do surgery after we're done today, all right? So I'm gonna do one eye, I'm gonna do a circle. I'm gonna come up here and do another eye, another circle, okay? Then I'm gonna do another circle on the inside here, and another circle on the inside here, okay? And then I'm gonna go around here and around here, okay? So now what you're gonna do is where I'm gonna go ahead and look and see, and I have drawn really, really dark. So if you have drawn dark somewhere on your Boston Terrier, take a moment and just kind of fade out those pencil lines so you can still at least see them, okay? Because we're gonna be covering it up in just a moment, okay? So kind of, we don't want them quite as dark, okay? Like, so his cheeks here are super, super dark, and I drew them dark just so you could see them, okay? Now, after you're done with that today, we are going to outline our dog. You can use a crayon, you can use a marker. I'm gonna use black because that's the main color of a Boston Terrier is black, okay? So that will be the next step, okay? So I'm gonna take my marker and I'm gonna go and I am going to take it and I'm gonna outline my Boston, and you don't have to do it perfectly. If you end up with a pencil marker too, it's no big deal. So outline your Boston. Oops, you can still see pencil there, but that's okay. Okay. Outline him, and think of what would you want to name your Boston maybe today if you don't have a dog and you would really like a dog, or maybe if you do, you want to add your dog's name today up in the corner maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and do the inside here and the inside here, and then this part of the eye I'm gonna color in black. Okay, getting closer here. All right, now we're gonna do the blaze area and our upside down heart. It's easier for you to turn it around and redo that heart. You can as you're tracing it along. These kind of remind me of Scooby-Doo lips, his jowls. Here, and here, and here, okay? And then do his nose. Okay, and then the next step would be to color the parts of your Boston that would typically be black. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of walk you through that today, okay? So this part of the chin would be typically black. Remember, beat the white, kindergarten, you remember that. Anybody that's had me for art in kindergarten will remember Mrs. M's game, beat the white. You wanna cover up every little white part. So this part of the ears are typically black. All around here is black. All around here is black. Now, obviously that's not my best job, is it? Okay, so now I wanna go back in and I really wanna beat the white, cover up all of those little white spots, okay? Coloring it in. as if coloring, thinking of something else you could do. You could totally, after you're done drawing on the back, you could write a poem about a Boston Terrier, or maybe one of my dogs, Milo or Watson today. You might want to draw, maybe make a poem about your dog. Maybe you want to write a narrative story and you want to include a few facts about a Boston Terrier. Did you know that Boston Terriers snort and they snore when they sleep? Another fact about them, this is not a really great fact, but sometimes they get really bad gas. Yep, they really do. Boston Terriers love their people, they love their family, and usually a Boston Terrier will find one family member that is their favorite. And I would have to say that Watson's favorite person in our family is probably Claire. That's my daughter. And I'm hoping that maybe I can get her to say hello in the next couple of weeks. She's 19 and she's home from college. So Watson's really loving that Claire is home right now. And I would probably say that Milo's person would be me, Mom, maybe Claire. But they also love the guys. But Claire and I are usually the ones that take them for walks and give them their treats and stuff, okay? So this whole part would be black, okay? My marker is actually kind of running out. So I'm gonna walk over here and grab a new one real quick and I'll be right back. I'm still here, I'm not going anywhere. And come back so I can finish it out. If that ever happens to you, if you add just a tiny bit of water to the tip of your marker, it usually will go a little bit further, okay? So all of this in here is gonna remain white, but his nose is gonna be black. My dogs, Milo and Watson, they love to go for car rides. They absolutely love it. Milo, the only reason he came to be on camera today was because he heard me rattle that cheese wrapper, and if he hears that cheese wrapper, he will run, run, run. Milo knows the most tricks out of the dogs that we have. Watson only knows a couple. Watson knows to shake and to lay down really, and that's pretty much close to what he knows how to do. But Milo, on the other hand, he has a wide variety of tricks that he can do. Milo can play something called peekaboo, he can shake, he can play dead. Milo can, I say that he can talk like Scooby-Doo because he has this little whine that he can do instead of barking or speaking, that he sounds like Scooby-Doo. Gosh, Milo, what else can that dog do? He knows how to sit, stay, come, roll over. Claire taught him a ton of tricks when he was younger and he has stuck to them. He loves them. Watson likes to watch TV, which is kind of funny. Let's see what else. Watson loves to sleep underneath the blankets. Milo likes to sleep on top of the blankets. They really are very different dogs, but they are super fun and very funny. So I'm going to continue coloring all of this in. And then the example that I'm going to show you today is I used paint, okay? And I just used regular old Crayola paint, and I put some paint on a plate, and then I went to town. And so this is the part, these are the parts of the dog that I can't do it. I can't leave it halfway done. It just drives me bonkers. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to finish it real quick. I can't do it. So you color, I'm going to color. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. See how much better it looks when you really take your time and really just fill in those white spots. So I was gonna just move on, but I couldn't do it. Okay, so as of right now, I'm done with my Boston Terrier face, but I thought we'd take it a step further, because how fun would it be to add something like I like to call pop art and pops of color into our picture today. And so let me show you a couple of examples of what I did. And with these examples that I show you, you can do this with markers. You can do it with plain old crayons, okay? You can do it with chalk pastels if you wanted to. You can do it with oil pastels if you want to. Or you could go ahead and you could do it with paint. And I put my paint away, so let me go grab my paint. you could do it with some paint if you have paint lying around. Now, if you don't have any paint lying around, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. You might not have this paint. Maybe you have a different kind of paint at home. Any kind of paint would really work, but make sure if you choose to use paint, you have parents' permission. Please do not go interrupt them if they are working or maybe they're on a conference call. Please just wait if you're wanting to paint until they're done so that you can ask for permission. So let me show you a couple things that I did. Now my first example I want to show you, I'm gonna show you the dog that I did, and I will tell you this was the first Boston Terrier I drew, and I wasn't happy with it. I didn't like this Boston Terrier because he looked he didn't really look like a Boston Terrier, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna show you guys. And so here's my first example, and I wasn't thrilled with the mouth or anything, but I thought, you know, I'm just gonna stick with it because it does still look like a dog. And so I made my Boston Terrier, and I even added a little bit of a body here in his arms for his legs there. And then I added a collar and called him Watson. And then what I did is I just took plain old markers, okay? And I started with the red on the rainbow, and I did just dots. I did some big dots, little dots, medium dots, and then I started to fade into orange. And I will tell you, this took me a while. This did not take me just 5 or 10 minutes. This took me probably an hour to do. And so if this is something you're interested in, maybe you want to pick at it and work at it throughout the week. And so I faded into it, and I did all of the colors of the rainbow, and then I added pink in, even though pink isn't really on the rainbow. Okay, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, like turquoise, then regular blue, and then violet or purple. And so also I signed it when I was done. So this I did not use paint, I just used markers. But you could do this with oil pastels, with chalk, colored pencils. It really does not matter, okay? Then I took this guy that we made, and I decided to do something kind of funny and funky in the white parts of this dog, and I used paint. Let me show you what I did, okay? So here we go. Puppy, here we go. Pretend you don't see this. You cannot see that. Look inside here. You will notice I did some, let me see if I can get up here so I can see. I'm not an expert at this yet, but I want you to see it a little closer. Look, I did shapes, lines, colors, shapes, lines, colors, abstract art, abstract art. Yeah, you guys know that singing is not my forte, but you guys remember my abstract art song. So I added abstract art in the white spots of my dog with paint. I used just regular old Crayola paint. And then I did some fun bursts of color coming out, okay? You could switch it up. You could do the fun abstract art in here, and then maybe you wanna paint this. You wanna do this in the outer part, okay? It really is up to you. So my hope is that you have enjoyed learning to draw your dog, and I will be honest with you, when I set out to draw this guy yesterday, I tried many different times before I found the one that I wanted to draw. So you might be finding the one you did today. This guy is not your favorite. Try him again, okay? Try it again and again and again and again. The more you try it, the more you practice, the better you will get, all right? So I hope you liked it. Okay, you guys, so I hope you had fun today drawing Boston Terriers. Oh, he's trying to shake. Maybe you can teach your dog a trick this week. So I've given you lots of different ideas. I gave you this idea first was to draw the dog, and then to take the white parts of the dog and paint in some different shapes, some different lines, some different abstract art, some different colors, and then choose some colors and paint around the outside. So that would be one of your choices today if you wanted to do that. You don't have to do it with just paint. You could do it with markers, crayons, if you had oil pastels, watercolor marker, watercolor crayons, watercolor pencils. It's really up to you. Don't forget to sign it. The next picture, the next idea, this one I showed you, this is this Boston Terrier face didn't turn out the way I really wanted it to. Milo, do you want to bite? Good boy. And, but what I did here, I did really like this. I took some markers and I did the rainbow colors, and I did just a whole bunch of dots. So I incorporated in some of the things that we did last week. No, you can't have that big piece with what we did this week. And then the last one I wanted to show you today, this is one that I started a long time ago, and I will tell you that it's not my favorite piece of art because I don't feel like, this is a picture I made of Milo, and you will notice, let me see if I can show it to you here. Here's Milo. Milo, you think that looks like you? He's not too sure. He is not convinced. So, however you choose to make your Boston Terrier today, Maybe you want to make a smaller head and then add the body onto it on your paper. It really is up to you. Go ahead and play around with it. Maybe you want to try to do a different kind of a dog that you have at home. German Shepherd or a Lab or a Labradoodle. There's all kinds of dogs. A Pug, a Chihuahua, there's all different kinds. Maybe you want to draw the type of dog that you really, really want. It's really your choice. And so today, I hope you have a good time with this. I hope you play around with it this week and maybe make more than one piece of art that is Boston Terrier related. And before I go today, I want to give a shout out. My shirt right here, it says Wenatchee Senior Parent. I'm a mom, and I want to give a shout out to my son Carter today, who is a senior at Wenatchee High School, who is finishing out his school this year online here at home and is missing his senior track season. And so just a shout out to him today, but also a celebration because he signed just last night. He is going to be a part of the track team at Seattle Pacific University as a pole vaulter. So congratulations, Carter, proud of you. And bye, boys and girls. I hope you have a wonderful week.